we have Taranjeet Singh. He is Ccsai's president. Hi, Taranjeet.
Hello, Ccsa. How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I would worry if I felt any better.
So Taranjeet, it's really exciting to have you here, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way because they want to know more about you and what you do. So if you could just let us know more about yourself and what is exactly that the Ccsa president does.
Definitely. First of all, big kudos to all the panelists that went before me. Great leadership, and really appreciate all your engagement and the piece of advice that you gave to our students, and also saying good things about Ccsa. It definitely is a great space. And you already told my name. My name is Taranjeet Singh, and I'm the president of Studentcouncil Association. This is my second term actually as the president, and I've been on the board of directors for 4 years almost now. So as a president, my main role is to make sure that students have a good experience, creating, adapting, improving programs at Ccsai, making short-term, long-term goals, making sure there is a strategy work done, advocating for students on ongoing basis, plus also on the big concerns like health plan, open education textbooks, things like that. And we do all this, I do all this with a great team of board of directors, and we have awesome staff to support us. So yeah, that's basically, I can go a lot deeper, but I'll keep it high level.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So Taranjeet, we want to know, how did your involvement as a student prepare you for your role at Ccsai?
That's a really good question. So when I came to Centennial College, I came in September 2017, and I promised myself that, you know what, I'm not just gonna be going to class and coming out of it and that's it. I want to do something more. So I started getting involved at the college. I worked at college, I volunteered at college, I was a student ambassador, international ambassador. I took part in a number of competitions from business school, represented college at national levels as well. I went to Cuba, Finland from the College on Global Experiences, was part of the varsity team. All these things taught me something. Let's say being part of the cross-country team. This is something very different from being on board of directors. However, it taught me things like, how to stay dedicated. So when we advocate for our students, when we do not get the solution, how we make sure that we keep going, keep advocating, pushing the college or even the government on making sure that things are delivered that we want for our students, how to work in a team. Going to Cuba or Finland on global experiences really taught me how to open up to new experiences, how to embrace new perspectives, opinions. Being a student ambassador, being at the hub, helping students with registration, timetable building, and all those things, made me go out of my comfort zone, talk to students. When I came to college, I wasn't really confident in speaking. My English was not also really great. I'm not saying it's great right now, but I'm really comfortable speaking up. So I think all these things, taught me something. And it's always about getting out of your comfort zone. And as Camila said, if you are thinking if you should go for it or no, go for it, because you're definitely going to learn something out of it.
That's amazing, and I love how you encapsulated all of the things that you learned in these different experiences. Now, what do you think would be like the main things that you took from those experiences for your specific role as president?
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Your question is, what specific things that I will point out of my each engagement at the college, and how is that helping me currently at the Ccsa current role, right?
Yes, like how did they help you kind of elevate as a person in your role?
Yeah, I may not be able to give a very precise answer because it's very ambiguous, because it's about learning. It's about, and I was literally engaged in a number of things. In 2018, I ran first time for the board of directors. So it's not that I became president all of a sudden. So I was the campus director in 2018, then I became the vice president, then I became the president, and then again I ran for the president. This is my last and second term of president. I was also on the board of governors of the college. People who do not know what board of governors of the college, it's the highest decision-making body of the college. And I was the student governor. in that. So, being there with people who have literally experienced more than your age, who are coming out of who are best in their field, people coming from business backgrounds, political background, science, all those things. Even being around those people, you learn a lot. And then, when I started with the campus director, that position doesn't exist anymore, just on a side note. But when I started with that, it's not that I was prepared for it. I wasn't. And that's what message I really like to give to students, that sometimes we think that, oh, you know what, I don't really know what vice president do. I don't know if I can do it. That's not the question you should be asking yourself. Your question should be, are you willing to learn? What drives you? Is it that you want to be the vice president, or is it something that you want to help students, you want to make a change? I decided to run for the campus director back in 2018. At the same time I ran for the student governor, was because when I was on the hub, I don't know if any of you got a chance to go to the college itself, but we have a hub where everything happens, like registration timetable, all those things. And I used to be there to help students when I was student ambassador. And I built a connection with students, and they used to tell me about different problems, and and I was like, well, someone needs to fix this. And that was the point of my in my journey at the college, that I was like, I can really make these changes if I am part of something, a student government. And that willingness to learn, that communication with students, knowing what students are going through, what kind of concerns they have, what kind of problems they're bringing, and then articulating that in the board, in my role, and making those changes happen. And it was very step by step. And some people who really see me at this point, if they have saw me back in Turanian, it like, it's a different person. And it was a really life-changing experience. It's a big words, but I really mean that. They help you grow as a person, as a professional, and really bring the best out of you. And it's absolutely a learning journey. As long as you're willing to learn, to grow, you should go for it.
That's amazing. I really like your emphasis on how, first of all, it's a journey, it's a process. And second of all, that you need the willingness to do it, right? Because a lot of us, we can go into things just to do them, and what we get out of it might not be anything just because we did it just to do it. But if we actually want to do it because we have a reason to do it, because we have the willingness to change things, I feel like that makes a world of difference. So yeah. Thank you for pointing that out.
Thank you, Taranjeet. We just have one last question for you, since elections coming soon. So what is your advice for students who are thinking of running for a position within Ccsai?
If you already had a thought about it, I think that's a great thing, because many people just don't even look at that side. And I think that's the first step, that you have looked at it, you are thinking about it. Now what you should do is learn about the role. So what is it about? And when we talk about board of directors, we have vice presidents from each campus, and then we have president. President is different. I won't talk much over here, because for being a president, you have to be on the board for at least 1 year. So I'll focus on vice president. So there's one vice president from each campus, and there are elections, there are nomination, campaign, all those, great fancy things, which are very important things as well. So first, you need to know what the role is. And we are currently in the process of updating our website. So you'll be able to find all the information on what is the job description, what will be your responsibilities, duties, all those things. Go through that and go through our website, get to know Ccsa more, and then maybe reach out to someone as well already on the board, or someone who has been on the board, to learn anything, to ask more questions. We actually had a elections information session. We had 2 of them. One was in December, one just passed in January. However, you can always reach out to our elections coordinator as well for questions. Look, if your schedule allows you to have something like this, it is definitely a commitment. It is a commitment. Believe me, there are currently board members who are on this call right now. You have to be, you have to take out time. There are a number of meetings we have to do. Great discussions, in-depth discussions. We have to make decisions. But if you have that, once again, if you have that passion to make change, to do something for the students, do something for the community, go for it. When I, in 2020, when I was graduating, at that time, I was the vice president, I was a full-time student, I did cross-country baseball, and I was on the board of governors. I did 5 things. And people ask me, like, how could you do that? You need to just prioritize your stuff. Just know what is more important for you. You have a jar, which is your time, and you fill it with big rocks first. What are the most, important? What are your priorities? And then fill in other things, So learn about the role, make sure you understand it. That's something you want to do, you're passionate about too. And then look at the dates. So for example, the nominations open on the 24th of January. All that information will be available on our website. It will be opening at 9 a.m., closing on February 4th. And there's a whole process, for that as well. But it is really, really rewarding. You're going to learn incredible learning, trust me. And if you just want to know how is the experience, connect with some current board members, past board members, devising council. They also know how the board of directors work. So that's
amazing. Taranjeet, you know what? Now I feel like I'm gonna have to sign up for another program just to be able to run for one of the positions the way you talked about it.
Thank you so much, Taranjeet.
Thank you so much for your time.